Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for the 17th of May. We'll also cover Ethereum as well. So with Bitcoin here on the daily chart, as you may know, we're looking for the top of wave 3 here as a simple A, B and C wave here for wave 4. Keeping our fingers crossed that it's just as simple as an ABC pattern, because at the end of the day, this could also turn into, because we have 3 waves here, it could turn into a triangle pattern. So all of this becomes the A wave here, then a B wave here, then a C wave here, then a D wave here, then an E wave here for wave 4, and then up. Or it could also become part of the flat family correction, or the flat family corrections. Yeah, so it could get more complicated. But the good thing is that we're down around the low that we're going to get. So purchasing down around this area here, around the 43,000 mark, would be roughly the right thing to do. Speaking, our job really is to look at this as 5 waves here, and then a correction for a B wave, and then another 5 waves here. We'll need to get some evidence though. Of a move up, so we need to do that, and we can. I think that the difference between hodlers and traders, so we need to accommodate both of those. So as a trader, getting a few positions under the 50,000 here and then building on top of the 50,000 would be a nice way to go. What about if I've got all this count wrong here, and then this wave 5 here is actually sitting on top here, and we're in a bear market at this point? Well, in that case, we'll also just be mindful as well, because in that case, we would have the 5 waves down here, and then we would get a corrective rally. And the corrective rally, because I'm just looking at both sides here, just so we're all on the same page. So if we take this from down around the 40, close enough to the 43 there, so that would bring us back up into this space here for this, and then the market would collapse from that point. So I think we could be pretty safe, because if the market was above the 50,000 and then it came down and locked under the 50,000 as a retested resistance, well, then we know that we'd be in danger at that point, and traders would need to shift to the short side. So I'll be aware of that. And hodlers could look towards the futures contracts on Bitcoin from the CME through one of the larger exchanges to perhaps short a contract, because I think one contract on the CME is about 5 Bitcoin. So we'll look after that. We'll be mindful of that situation, but fingers crossed analysis, hoping that we are just getting a simple A wave, B wave and C wave here. And we'll look to, like I said, accommodate traders and hodlers on the way up here for this. So let's go in and investigate this move down through here, which being a C wave will be in 5 waves. So let's go in and work on that. So we're looking from wave B to wave C here. We're looking for 5 waves in blue. So wave 1 and 2 and 3 are all pretty straightforward and easy to recognize. So now we need to discuss wave 4 and wave 5. So I'm going to go to the hourly chart to do this. Now, when I was yakking before, I was just looking for a simple A wave, B wave and C wave here for wave 4, and then looking down for 5 waves. So I guess we could look at this as 5 waves down to here as wave 1 and 2 here and then 3 here, and wave 4 would pull back 38.2% retracement level, basically where it is here at the moment. And we'll take a closer look at that, and then we would be looking for one more move down for wave 5 to come into play here. So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for that. So I could bring this across here for wave 5, of C, of 4 here for that. We still need one more move down. This would sort of line up with Ethereum's count, actually. If I could just bring Ethereum across here for a moment. So with Ethereum here, we'll look for the A, the B, and the C wave here. We can look at going long above there, but that wasn't the case, so we didn't get that. So down here we can see that we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here. So in this instance here, we'd be looking for wave 4 rally, and then wave 5 to come down for this. Yeah, and then a turn at that point. So we need to monitor this turn a lot, you know, really sort of, we'll be all over that just so we don't get caught out in a bigger bearish pattern to the downside. So yeah, in this case, we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So that's sort of pretty simple. We'll come back to that in a moment. So that would sort of validate that this market here would have that wave 4 and wave 5 to the downside. But when I look at the crypto index and look at this particular pattern across here, then this one here, if we look at the same thing, it really plays out nicely as an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave here. And then the interesting thing about that would put this leg down here, which is in 5 waves here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, roughly right. I think I just need, now I need to double check it, but it does look like 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 the third wave, fourth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this case, we could have that as the low in place here, and then we would see that as an impulse wave, because it looks like an impulse wave, and then a move up from that point. So if this pulls back and then moves off the top here, then we could go long on that one there. I'm just sort of saying this is the top 10 cryptos here, but I'm really just interested in this pattern here because it can be counted as a reasonable triangle pattern in here. So I wonder if on Ethereum, I can count this down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I could do the same with Bitcoin as well, but we start with Bitcoin, we start to get these overlapping wave structures here. With Ethereum here, if I just go to the hourly chart here, it's quite clear that we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here, and we'll be going back for 4 here, because I suppose we could go an A, B, C, D, and E here, but it looks a little bit odd, doesn't have the right sort of look and feel and perspective about it. So for the Ethereum case, we can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So in this case, moving this wave 1 to this point here, looking at this wave 3 here, and then looking for the wave 4 rally and down for wave 5 here. So look, we're close to the bottom. I'm just trying to figure out like what we've got here. So with that in mind, well, that would be good for Ethereum, so buying Ethereum at 3,200 or 3.3 would be good. If you can't figure it out, then taking this here and this trend channel through here, once that becomes the support, then you could buy it that way as well. But when you've got an angle coming through here on these things like this, there will be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then some sort of ABC pattern here, retesting and then pushing off. It kind of works like that. So a bit like the normal trading level. So when you've got a angle line like that, if you realize you're going to go through something like that, it just makes it a little bit easier. And after a while, once you get a bit more skilled, you might look at this pattern pulling back here and you go, oh, that's in 3 waves, so I could buy it here, and then I could buy it back over here on the second support, or take it across the top here and buy it here. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you know what you're doing, but just to understand that basic pattern of how a market would migrate across a front line, so to speak, then makes it life a little bit easier. But as far as this goes, we'd be sort of looking at something like this here. I mean, 3 is such a strong number, it may just come down to the 3 and nick off, or down to the 15, as I call it, well, the 250 in that point. So from 250 to 280, any buying in that area would be quite good, but you might get a clean bounce off that. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how that plays out. It may stretch down further, but yeah. So coming back to Bitcoin, which is this one here, then it would kind of make sense to look at this as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 here for this. So I think we've still got a little bit more to come down in this space here. So on the 15, on the tick chart, getting some more data. So just catching up to where we were. So wave 3 low, so the B wave up here, just so you got your bearings. I mean, this is just a working chart, so it gets a bit messy, but wave B up here with 1 and 2 here, and down for Elon's 3, and an ABC across for wave 4. But yeah, I'm not really, it's a bit tricky because I'm not really getting 5 waves in this C wave here. So it sort of bothers me a little bit. So that's why I wonder if we could be in the triangle pattern, you know, and I wonder, I mean, because of the crypto index here is, you know, it's looking at the top 10, but you've got to say that Bitcoin would take the most weight in all of that. And then we've got pretty clear triangle here. So in this case, a low could be in place here. It's okay for Ethereum to make a new low. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not doing the same things, you know, generally the same but different. So I think we need to be mindful about this particular pattern, really. That's why I'm harping on about it. But if that was the case, that would be an A wave here, a B wave here, a C wave over here, a D wave here, and an E wave here for this blue wave 4 here. And that would pretty much put a low in place for this here. So where's my wave 5? I don't have one on the tick chart, so let's just get one. So we're looking for one down here to start with, but we could actually have one here based on that triangle version that I've just mentioned. So we need to understand both sides here a little bit. Like I said, we don't have to pick the bottom. There's many ways around. We're just looking for the safest trade, really. So what I'm saying is wave 5 low can be in place here with a wave 4 here, based on that crypto index thingy. And we don't really need these trend lines in here. So I'll just delete those. Otherwise, let's look at more of the downside now, shall we? So I haven't pulled this apart here this morning, but let's just assume that that's wave 2 top there, and that's wave down to the bottom of wave 3. Then we're sitting right at the 38.2% retracement level. So as far as a crow flies, we could actually just expect that to come down into 43 or to 42, somewhere in that space. And if it does that, then your job would be to count 5 waves in that space. But it's already pulled back up to the 38.2% retracement level. So what we could also say too is that, well, let's just have a look at the structure here for a moment. Well, that would have to be the low there because it's the low. But this move here doesn't really give us 5 waves here, does it? So it looks like it's in 3 waves. So we could look at this here. I'm just trying to break down the problem, that's all. So an A and a B wave here, because there's only 3 waves there, that's pretty clear. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have to pull that apart, but it's nice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could look at that as wave C there, of wave 4. And then we would need to come down from that point. I mean, I hope we come down from that point so we can get a lower price to buy at. And if that is the case, then what was the length of wave 1? I mean, that's... Not a very good way to do that. We could do it that way. I'm just looking at this 61.8%. So we could end up down here for this. But we're looking for 5 waves. So let's just, if we imagine this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1 and 2 here, I don't think we'll go that far really. I mean, wave 3 could extend, so we could go wave 1 here and 2 here. I mean, wave 3 always comes in around the bottom thing, you know, so we'd have something like this. I don't know, I mean, 42,500, 43,000, I kind of think that's where we'll be if that moves down. Now, because this is an A and a B and a C wave here, that means that anything past that, we could pretty much go long on there. It'd be high risk, so as a trader, we'll just really want to reduce that risk. So we'll just put it down as a half trade or quarter of a trade or whatever you want to do. Less is more, so to speak. Because we don't have 5 waves here that we could work off. We've only got 3 waves to the upside. But if the 72 here, this is all of group 2 here, so the 65 number, in this case 46,500, the 47 or the 47,200 here, so that needs to come down a little bit. So it needs to come down there in the 48. So I'm thinking that there would be something wrong, or a low would be in place here if that 47 here became the support. So you can look for a classic trading levels pattern sitting in here. And if you can't understand that one, we'll then get the next one here at 48. And you're just looking for the first high above the level. So you could go long on this one, and you could go long on this one with the view of actually adding once we get support on top of the 50. So we're just trying to get a few positions under here. So we don't want to be, I don't want to be set in my ways and think that we're going to get this extra wave down here and we don't get it and then it moves up and we haven't prepared for the flip side. So we just need to do that, you know. Yeah, so just recapping this a little bit, I'm not sure if this from wave 3 here is a triangle all the way over to this point as an A, B, C, D and E over here, and then we come down and we're finished here, or we've got one more little wave to go here. Based on that little 3 wave move here, I would say that this is an A and a B and a C wave here. I don't think this move down as a B wave here is part of this here, because I can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that overlap there. Anyway, I need to pull all that apart and I don't want to burn up your time on that. But let's just, if it comes down here, then you know that you need to be looking at buying down in the 42, 500, 43. That would be good enough, you know, for the hodlers anyway. And if it breaks here and moves up, well, then we're on our way there. But looking at Ethereum back here, I still think that we've got another move coming down through here. Now, the thing here was that wave 1 was really quite long here, and then we've got wave 3, looks a little bit shorter. Maybe it's the same length, but that would make wave 3 shorter. So coming down to the 3-2 or the 3-3 here, the top of group 1, would be enough. Let's just check that, shall we, so we can do that right a bit better. So that's that, roughly speaking. Move that. So wave 1 is longer, so that means that wave 3 here is shorter so far. So that means that if I take that and we take this length here, 62% of that third wave, and then we add that to that top there, that will bring us into 3,200. So let's just imagine that for a moment. We'll just clear these dudes up here. It's a bit small for a wave 4 too, because wave 2 is quite simple, but it's taken more time. So this waveform could get a bit uglier. So it could be like an A and a B and a C wave. But however it dances in here, it's not really going to go above the 38.2% retracement level. So it should be okay at that point. Yeah. But if it crosses the trend line, you know what to do at that point. And just, a smaller position here you probably get 3 or 4 positions in here as a trader, and then look to add on top of the 400 and then 4,000, and then we'll look to move up to the 5,000 with that, which shouldn't take too long. Okay, so that's that. I can just pretty much leave it at that, I think. Okay, alrighty, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated, cheers.